Hey, what's up? Rafi D is me, and I'm not your average gringo. Last time we touched on the subject of language, which like I said is something I'm going to talk again about in the future, but today we're going to talk about something because eventually you'll have to get away, you'll have to fly away. Before purchasing the ticket, there's two things which you really need to make sure you have sorted out. Passport and visa. Again, we're just going to lightly touch on it today and go deeper into it in the future. On the subject of a passport, if it's something you've had for a couple years, it's totally worth renewing. Trust me on this one. It is a big hassle and stress that you don't want to take care of abroad. And on the subject of visas, make sure that you're either leaving or going to be able to get the right visa when you arrive. If you're just in a country for 3 or less months, usually that stamp that they give you at the airport is fine. The only thing is you're not allowed to work. So if working is a necessity for you, make sure you get the right visa before you go. Regardless of how you're going, it's always good to look into what your options are because between different countries, they have different diplomatic relations, and some people from one country might have an easier time getting into a country than someone from somewhere else. Make sure you look into the visas that are available from your country of choice, and make sure you find out which ones would be available to you. Even with a tourist visa, because different countries have different diplomatic relations with other countries, and a tourist visa might be something very easy to get for a person from country A, but for a person from country B, it might be pretty difficult to get. Like I mentioned in a past video, the price of your ticket is part of your total moving costs, so make sure if you're thinking about shipping things, whether it's a box or a container, that you look into those prices and maybe that little bit extra might be just what you need. Good quality luggage is totally worth it. I have luggage that I got about maybe 8 years ago, more than 8 years ago, and I still use them all the time. I've taken mine on trains, buses, and even on a boat, and they still have held up. They're great to have. I really recommend a good quality rolling duffel bag, but the outside of it does need to be a good thick material that will hold up, because you don't want your luggage breaking. When it's being quote-unquote handled, the people at the airport don't usually baby your luggage. There's mixed opinions when it comes to hard case luggage. Personally, I'm not a fan, and I would get a little bit paranoid if I had them because I've seen a lot of cracked and broken ones. Do a little research online and look at reviews. If you have any sort of knick-knack or memento or family heirloom that's important to you, and it's something that's legal to bring on the plane with you, bring it in your hand luggage because things do get lost from time to time. This may sound crazy, but getting to the airport early is a good thing. I know I personally would rather spend extra time at the airport than be rushing to get to the airport to make sure that I get my flight. If you're planning on traveling with alcohol or any sort of tobacco products, there may be a limit to how much you can take with you. Each country has a different limit, so make sure you look that up. A Google search will probably be enough to help you with that. If you're planning on traveling with alcohol or any sort of tobacco products, there may be a limit to how much you can take with you. Each country has a different allowance for what you're allowed to bring, and a quick Google search should give you the answers that you need. Of course, there's always more to talk about on this subject, and for sure we're going to touch on it again in the future. So that's great to have all that taken care of, but of course there is one more very important thing. You need a place to sleep! But if you haven't already found something, Airbnb might be a good option for you while you go house hunting. It could be worth booking something maybe for a couple of weeks, maybe even a month, because house hunting doesn't always go as planned, and it can take longer than expected. Whether you do that or stay in a hotel, it's always worth finding out if you're going to be staying somewhere for a while to see if they have weekly or monthly rates. Their most important things is to keep people in their room so that they can keep that occupancy number higher, because if they've got that higher, they're making money. Even if they give you a lower rate than what they would normally charge, they're still making money. Of course, if you're thinking about a hotel, always go on a price comparison site. Different countries have different ones that are available there, and sometimes local websites will give you more of a discount. But if you're an American, Priceline is rarely ever a bad option. But that's it for this time. Rafi D is me, and I'm not your average gringo. I'll see y'all next time. Later. Thanks for watching and subscribing. I hope you enjoyed this and that this was helpful. For more content, be sure to check out that video right over there.
How do you feel?
Cold.